Let's talk about David Copperfield. I don't see that many people talking about this one, but I love this book. It is an absolute 5-star read through and through for a variety of reasons. This is a masterclass in character development. If you are a writer and you want to be good at what you do, you have to read Dickens. Nobody comes even close to writing such a multitude of characters that are so distinctly different. Mr. Micawber and Mr. Dick are two of my favorite characters in all of literature. Mr. Micawber showing what happens when a genius is born into a lower stature and his constant strife and turmoil of trying to prove himself to the world, and his inner conflict constantly apologizing while he just rattles off so much wisdom. Mr. Dick is one of the first representations of autism with all of his quirks and his obsessions. Even though he has this profound mental clarity with some things, people still see him as crazy because of his oddities and his social impediments. And then the compassion for Betsy, who understands that he needs help. The way that he writes villainy and entitlement and insecurity and servitude and love and desire is unlike any other writer that I have ever seen. The prophetic villainy of Uriah Heep trying to convince people how good he is because he always talks about how humble he is. Or showing the world through a child's eyes as adults have conversations around them that he's too innocent to understand, but you know that what they're saying is going to have an impact on him later is just brilliant. The themes are so deep and interconnected, and the way that he explores class structures and shows how the rich think that they're so entitled and better than everybody else, but he goes on to show how really the only difference between people with money and the people without money is that the people with money have money and there's no other difference. The rich characters aren't smarter, they aren't more moral, they don't work harder, but they have all of this entitlement and act completely without consequence. Some of the rich characters are rich because of greed, and some of the poor characters are poor because of generosity. And he explores that through so many characters and situations. He shows how we chase things from our childhood to try to define our relationships. It covers corruption, abuse, resilience, inequality, fate, and the impact that our childhood has on our lives. 360,000 words. This book may not be for everyone. It's almost the length of The Way of Kings or The Count of Monte Cristo. Personally, I find that as a benefit because I like to live with the characters and see their impact on each other throughout the course of an entire life. But it is not a 250, 300-page weekend. It is a commitment. If you follow books and are a fan of David Copperfield, then you probably know what's coming tomorrow.